so we are going to do the modern French twist today. We're going to have some soft volume and we'll leave out a little bit of face framing. I did a faux blowout first already with some Velcro rollers and a little bit of dry texture spray in the roots. Otherwise, she has clean, dry hair. I'm going to start out by sectioning the hair. And I'm going to leave out the front part from just behind the bang to behind the ear, kind of like a diagonal back section. I'm going to clip those away. Okay, and now I'm going to take the crown and I'm just going to kind of comb it through with my hands. I want to get some soft, natural texture here, and I want to kind of see how much texture we're going to get naturally. So since there's that dry texture spray in there, it's going to give me some soft volume already. And I'm just going to kind of pinch and pull out how I like it. Look at it from the side. I want to make sure that I'm not creating a beehive look. And I like where it's at. So I'm going to secure that in place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a duckbill clip on either side and hold that volume, hold that hair where I want it. And then I'm going to take a hair bungee, and that is just 2 elastics and 2 bobby pins threaded through. And I'm going to start out by sliding 1 bobby pin along the scalp, taking the other one around it so they meet underneath the hair. And then slide my duckbill out. And we now have this portion secured. So here's what it looks like from the back. I'll turn her around when we do another one, when we secure the French twist in a second, show you a little bit closer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of gather the hair up in my hands. And I'm going to start to give it a little bit of a twist. And I want to kind of lift the hair as I'm doing it, because I don't want a lot of the hair to get caught up in the twist down here. I want this a little bit more tucked to the head for a little bit of a more natural shape. Sometimes if you twist too much of the hair up in the middle of the back, it kind of comes out in a dome shape, and that's very vintage. We want to give it a modern look. So I'm twisting the hair and gently kind of pulling up so that all the hair and all of the twist starts to come up a little bit higher on the head. And again, I'm going to use some clips. Since they're a little bit thicker of a section right now, I'm going to use the more alligator style clip. And I'm going to clip it in right above where I want to secure it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our bungee and we are going to, again, slide it against the scalp. Pull the other one over to the side and secure it in. And then I'm going to take some pins and I'm going to start to work it through the twist here. I'm going to add just a little bit of security, so I'm going to slide it into the twist. There we go. And release my clips, and the hair will stay up because of that bungee. So now we have all the hair secured up here. I'm going to take just a little bit of bun filler material. So it's one of those hair donuts, and what I've done is I unrolled it to get this kind of shape, and then I'm just going to kind of fold it up around itself to get a little bundle. And I'm going to pin that right up here to give myself a little bit of bulk to lay the hair on top of. Okay, and now I'm just going to take this section and I'm going to split it in two. And I'm just going to kind of lay it around and see how I like it. And start to pin it to the filler material. I can go in with some texture spray or some hairspray as I go, just to give it a little bit of hold. This is supposed to be a little on the messy side, a little bit more modern. It's not supposed to be super perfect. I'm going to take this and I'm going to give it a good spray with texture spray to give it some more airiness. And I'm going to fold it over and pin to this side. Now from this side, I'm going to kind of just curl the hair around, take these ends and kind of start to secure them in place. I want to kind of see what these ends are doing. These ends are a little too short and they're kind of sticking up a little bit, so I want to secure those down more. This piece I'll kind of leave out. So I'm going to grab those little ends with the toe of my bobby pin and just kind of tuck them in. All right, now I can kind of manipulate and move this around and see, all right, do I like the shape? Once I get the shape to where I like it, I can just take it and pin it right into the filler material, right through the hair. What it's going to do is it's going to grab the hair in the back and lock it in place and allow the hair over the top to be nice and soft. And we're going to start to pull the sides back, and this will give us a little bit more hair to kind of work with. So I'm going to take about half of this front section here, hit it with some dry texture spray, finger comb it through, and see where I like the drape to the side here. Where does that look good? I like it right about there. So I'm going to pin that in place now. Once the prep work is done for the hair, this is a really quick and easy style. It looks a lot more intricate than it is. So it gives it a really nice, elegant look. It's very trendy right now. But it's a great one to have in your back pocket for if you maybe are running a little bit behind on schedule and you need to kind of get back on track. So this one, I'm going to take a brush, hit it with a little bit of texture spray, and take that one just a little bit lower and pin that in place. I like that piece out. So I'm going to rotate her and do the same thing to the other side here. Again, we're taking about half of that hair And we're gonna hit it with the dry texture spray. See where we like the drape. Pin that into place. And then the last bit we're going to take out, see what we like for the face frame. But what I like to do is kind of take it and shake it. It's actually a trick that I learned from Kim, Elegance by Kim. She has a really great tutorial on a clean, low updo. And one of her tricks for getting the right amount of face framing is you kind of take it and you kind of shake the hair and see kind of like what falls out. And I always thought that was a really great little tip for getting a soft face frame. So we're gonna go through a little bit more texture spray to give me a little more control. And we'll pin it about there. We want the pinning to be really organic and soft. We don't want it to be very structured. That gives it that real vintage kind of feel to it. This keeps it more soft and romantic and very modern. So now we have these little tail ends for both of these. Figure out what we want to do with them. We can take them and we can twist them back over. We can twist them up to the side here. I don't really like these little ends right in here, so I'm gonna try and tuck these guys up a little bit more. There we go. I'm gonna start by bringing this side over here. See how I like that. I'm gonna bring it around the bottom though. And then just kind of pinch and pull and detail and fluff it out. There we go. I like the way that looks better. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. I'm going to crisscross it and take it a little bit higher. Now I have these little tiny pieces. We'll just kind of tuck those guys in and pin those. I like the way these are just kind of falling. Soft and romantic. And then you just kind of go through and you pinch and you pull and you kind of soften where you want it. Give it a little more volume. If you pull a little too much, kind of tuck things back in. And you kind of just detail it to get it to where you like it. Make sure that all of your filler material is hidden. So if you look from the side and you see a little bit of it, kind of just take some of that hair down and pin it over the top. You want to make sure your pins are all the way in there so you don't see them. Then just to kind of finish the look off, I like to go in with some spray wax from Redken to give it a little bit of hold and some shine and kind of weigh down a little bit of the flyaways, just a bit. And then you can kind of brush through and kind of comb through a curl and soften it up. Give it a little bit of hold, tame any of the little flyaways. rotate you this way. Same thing on this side. I don't love this, so I'm gonna actually kind of tuck this guy in a little bit here. Sometimes you gotta spin it around and take a look at it from different sides and see how the highlights are kind of sitting against the darker hair. And since I tucked those ends in, I'm gonna just take these guys back around. There we go. So instead of trying to wrap him over, I'm gonna wrap him underneath to get him off to this side. And there we go. All right, and there we are. And then we can go in and we can add some accessories. I'm gonna add a few soft silk flowers. I'm gonna add a little bit right here. And add one right up in here on this side, and then on this side. Keep rotating. And kind of take it and pin it in here. And kind of use it to kind of hold that curl kind of up in place. And fill that in. Sometimes your accessories can help to balance out a style too. If you notice that there's maybe a little bit of a hole somewhere or something and you're like, oh, I don't have time to take it all out and redo it, you can put in an accessory and kind of fill that up. I'm gonna do 2 on this side, and then I'm gonna do a third one over here. Craving more education like today's video to help you grow your bridal hair and makeup business? Make sure you watch this video next. You're absolutely gonna love it. And if you haven't already, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you get notified every time a new video goes live.